After a night of intimacy, my fiancée lay contentedly in my arms, her right hand habitually reaching up to trace the arch of my eyebrow. She hesitated several times, looking like she wanted to speak, before finally whispering carefully, Honey, I need to discuss something with you. It's about, well, Julian. His cancer is terminal. You know, we grew up together, and he's the last of his family line. His parents literally got on their knees and begged me. They wanted to give him a child. She felt my hand freeze on her back and hurriedly explained, Caleb, please don't worry. It would just be IVF. I would never betray you physically. I felt the corners of my lips curl upward. Babe, ironically, I have something to discuss with you too. You know Chloe, my childhood friend? She's strictly anti-marriage, but her one wish in life is to have a baby of her own. She doesn't trust other men. She insists it has to be me. But don't worry, we won't do IVF. Once she's pregnant naturally, I'll come right back to you. I didn't even finish my sentence before she lost it. She went completely ballistic. Earlier that evening, I had arranged to have dinner with Chloe at a new seafood restaurant downtown. Unexpectedly, we ran into my fiancée, Elena. Sitting next to her was her childhood friend, Julian Hayes. Sitting next to me was my childhood friend, Chloe Ashford. Before leaving the house, we had both lied about our schedules. She said she had a client dinner she couldn't get out of. I said I had to pull an all-nighter for a project. When Elena saw me, panic flashed through her eyes. She shot up from her chair. Caleb, what are you doing here? Her gaze darted between me and Chloe, darkening instantly when she saw Chloe's hand resting on my arm. She stormed over, trembling with rage. Caleb Sterling, who is she? Why are you two together? I looked at her with amusement. Elena, didn't you say you were entertaining a major client? I raised an eyebrow and looked at Julian. Julian smirked, a playful, provocative look in his eyes as he stared me down. What? Is this the client you mentioned? Elena's breath hitched, her anger stalling for a second. Honey, Caleb, I know you don't like Julian, but today is his birthday. I promised I'd have dinner with him. I only lied because I was afraid you'd get mad, she stammered. Then, deflecting, she pointed a shaking finger at Chloe. And who is she? Chloe released my arm and flashed a brilliant, innocent smile. Chloe. Caleb and I grew up together. He's always treated me like a little sister. I just got back to the States. Caleb finished his project early, so I begged him to bring me here to try the food. You don't mind, do you? She finished by shooting a subtle, triumphant look at Elena. Elena exploded, her voice rising to a shriek. Sister, you think I'm blind? You two are all over each other. Chloe flinched, looking terrified as she clutched my arm tighter. Her eyes welled up with tears instantly. Caleb, this is all my fault. I shouldn't have made you bring me here. I am sorry. I know I shouldn't be here. Please don't fight because of me. Seeing this, Elena's face turned a shade of sickly green. She glared at Chloe. You manipulative little bitch. Stop acting. Chloe grip tightened, her small frame trembling as a tear rolled down her cheek. Enough. I frowned, barking at Elena. Elena, Chloe just explained it to you. I see her as a sister. We are completely platonic. How long are you going to keep making a scene? If there was anything between us, it would have happened years ago. Why would I have been with you all these years? It's true what they say. A dirty mind sees dirt everywhere. Elena's face went pale, then red. She looked at me in disbelief, as if she couldn't fathom I would speak to her this way. Caleb, are you yelling at me? Can't you see how fake she is? I'm your fiancé. Chloe tugged gently on my sleeve, looking pitiful. Caleb, please don't fight over me. I just wanted to have dinner. If Elena isn't okay with it, I want to eat. I'll go. I don't want to ruin your relationship. It's all my fault. At that moment, Julian walked over. He had been too far away to hear the details, but seeing the tension, he assumed we were fighting about him. He put on a mask of self-blame. Elena, don't fight with him because of me. I just wanted to have a meal with you. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I know I'm a burden. Confused by her reaction, but committed to the bit, Julian looked at me and continued. Caleb, don't blame Elena. Please don't let me affect your feelings for each other. It's all my fault. I smirked coldly. You two really deserve each other with these performances. Julian looked aggrieved, retreating behind Elena as tears began to fall. Elena's expression was complicated. She didn't immediately comfort him like she usually would. She clearly remembered that Julian was reciting the exact same script Chloe had just used. Seeing Elena's hesitation, panic flickered in Julian's eyes. He rolled them back and suddenly clutched his chest. My chest. It hurts. I think I'm dying. He swayed, pretending to collapse. Elena panicked, her suspicion vanishing instantly. She grabbed him. Julian, what's wrong? Don't scare me. Julian leaned his entire weight against her, shaking his head bravely. I'm fine, Elena. Just the old sickness acting up. Thank you. As he spoke, he shot me a smug look. Seeing this, Chloe let out a soft cry, clutching her forehead and collapsing into my chest. Caleb, I'm so dizzy. My hypoglycemia is acting up. Am I going to die? I immediately caught her, my face full of concern. Chloe, hang in there, don't scare me. Chloe pressed herself against me, shaking her head weakly. I am okay, Caleb. It happens when I don't eat on time. It's an old problem. Thank you, Caleb. She finished by shooting a smug glare right back at Elena. Elena looked like she was going to have a stroke. Ignoring Julian, she let go of him and lunged at me. Julian, who had been leaning on her, lost his balance and hit the floor with a thud, looking stunned. The commotion had attracted the attention of the entire restaurant. Diners were covering their mouths, snickering at Julian's pathetic display. Julian turned beet red with embarrassment. Elena tried to pull me away, glaring daggers at Chloe. You little fake. Stop pretending to be sick. Don't you think this is disgusting? I shoved Elena away and looked down at Julian, who was sprawled on the floor. Did you hear that, buddy? Your Elena says stop pretending to be sick. Don't you think it's disgusting? I pointed a finger at Elena. Elena, Chloe is having a medical emergency, and you call her fake? Do you have no conscience? You have no idea how exhausted I am with you right now. Elena looked at me with shock, as if seeing a stranger. I didn't bother arguing further. I grabbed Chloe and walked out. Chloe, let's go eat somewhere else. Ignore them. Caleb, come back here. Elena screamed. She tried to chase us, but Julian grabbed her ankle. Ugh. My chest hurts so bad. Please don't leave me. Elena gritted her teeth. Looking at Julian's pained expression, she couldn't bring herself to leave. She stomped her foot in frustration and stayed behind. Elena and I had been together for 5 years. 2 in college, 3 in the real world. She was the ice queen of our university, unapproachable, aloof. Countless guys tried and failed to date her. She came from a poor background and worked constantly. I was attracted to her, but we didn't talk much until junior year. I was at a restaurant where she worked as a cashier and saw her manager harassing her. Elena was red in the face, biting her lip to keep from crying. I didn't say a word. I just smashed a beer bottle over the creep's head. In the chaos, I grabbed her cold, trembling hand and ran. That night, we drove up to a lookout point to see the Chicago skyline. She told me about the harassment she faced. She'd changed jobs constantly, but this manager was the worst. I got her a job at my cousin's company. With family looking out for her, she was safe. She was grateful, took me to dinner, and we naturally fell together. Every holiday, I showered her with gifts. She reciprocated with heartfelt ones, a hand-knit scarf with her name stitched into it. Sometimes it was a rare, out-of-print book she'd filled with handwritten notes in the margins. Sometimes it was high-quality tea leaves her family had roasted themselves back home. They weren't expensive, but they were thoughtful. After graduation, I wanted her to work at Sterling Corp, but she refused, insisting on staying at my cousin's firm. Through sheer hard work, she rose to become a sales manager. 6 months ago, my mother fell ill while I was overseas closing a deal. Even though we had nurses, Elena wasn't comfortable leaving at that. She took her vacation days early and spent a week sleeping in a chair at the hospital, caring for my mother without a single complaint. My mother hadn't approved of Elena initially. She thought our backgrounds were too different, that someone from a struggling family might lack the poise to handle our social circle. She wanted me to marry for a business alliance. But after that week, Mom was sold. I returned to the States and immediately set a date for the end of the year, warning myself never to let Elena suffer. She was smart, independent, and gentle. But I never expected that within 2 weeks of Julian Hayes returning to the country, Elena would change. The woman who understood boundaries suddenly had none. The day Julian returned, Elena said she was welcoming an old friend. I thought nothing of it. But that night, I saw a video on her best friend's Instagram story. Elena was sitting next to a pale, thin man, their bodies pressed intimately together. More shockingly, Elena was downing shots. In 5 years, I had never seen her drink. She always used juice at business dinners. Even when I wanted to share a bottle of wine, she refused, saying she hated the taste. Seeing her chugging alcohol in that video, I couldn't believe my eyes. I drove straight to the karaoke bar. When I arrived, the party was winding down. Elena was flushed and stumbling drunk. The pale guy, Julian, was holding her up, practically hugging her. The rage blinded me. I walked up, slapped him across the face, and kicked him to the ground. Elena, shocked sober by the violence, panicked when she saw it was me. She grabbed my arm. See, Caleb? What are you doing? You can't just hit people. Her friends went silent, terrified of my anger. Julian glared at me with pure venom, but he was a good actor. He struggled to sit up, clutching his stomach, feigning cold sweat. He smiled weakly at Elena. Elena, I'm Fine. Really? This must be your fiancé. Explain it to him. Don't fight because of me. I can handle it. He swayed, looking like he might faint, but bravely steadied himself. He looked at me. You must be Caleb. It's my fault. Elena had too much to drink. I was just helping her stand. We grew up together. It's innocent. Please don't misunderstand. Elena looked at me with complex eyes. Honey, I really just had too much. I asked Julian to help me. You're misunderstanding everything. I looked around the room, scoffing. Oh, really? You have a dozen girlfriends here, but you needed a guy to hold you? Do you think I'm stupid? Elena went pale and stammered. I turned and walked out. She panicked and chased after me, sparing only a glance for the fainted Julian. For the next 2 weeks, Julian called her constantly in the middle of the night. He was scared of thunder. He fell down, his chest hurt. Elena rejected the calls, but I knew she wanted to go. She would secretly text him comfort afterward. I watched it all, and my heart went cold. It wasn't like I had to marry her. She was just a fiancée. Until I found someone new, I'd keep her around, but the wedding was dead in the water. After dropping Chloe off, I got back to my penthouse around midnight. The lights were off. I thought Elena wasn't home, but when I flipped the switch, she was sitting on the couch, eyes red from crying. She threw herself into my arms. Caleb, I thought you weren't coming back. She was rambling. I know I messed up. I shouldn't have lied. I dropped Julian at the hospital and came right back. We aren't what you think. We were neighbors. He was sickly, and his parents were migrant workers, so I took care of him. Now he's back and has no one. Honey, I only love you. Please don't be mad. Seeing my expression soften slightly, she added, also, as a woman, I can tell the way that Chloe girl looks at you isn't right. She has ulterior motives. Can you? I laughed out loud. Elena, you can see Chloe's motives, but you're blind to Julian's? Elena froze, looking up at me with teary, confused eyes. Julian is. I lost interest. I pushed her away and went to shower. You can never wake a person pretending to be asleep. After that, my relationship with Elena became purely physical. I used to be gentle. Now I just did what pleased me. She was undeniably beautiful, and she became incredibly obedient, agreeing to things in bed she'd never done before, terrified of upsetting me. One morning, as I was leaving, she hesitated. Honey, Julian hasn't found a job yet. His parents asked me to help. I was thinking of bringing him into my sales team, so I can mentor him. I turned, staring at her coldly. Do whatever you want. I walked out. Elena panicked, yelling after me. Caleb, I won't do it. Please don't be mad. That night, Chloe called me, her voice weak. She was sick. The Ashford estate was right next to the Sterling family mansion. I went over. The housekeeper let me in. Chloe's room was unapologetically pink and smelled of roses. She was lying in bed surrounded by plush toys. She sat up weakly. Caleb, her voice was nasal. I took medicine. I'm just tired. She coughed, her shoulders shaking. Chloe was stunning, with legs that went on for days, even better than Elena's. Seeing her vulnerable triggered my protective instincts. I felt her forehead. It was hot. You have a fever. We're going to the hospital. I wrapped her in a coat and carried her out. She curled in my arms like a kitten. At the hospital entrance, we ran smack into Elena, supporting Julian. Seeing Chloe in my arms, Elena's eyes turned red. She stormed over. Caleb, I'm your fiancé. How can you hold her like that? I laughed, glancing at Julian. So, you're allowed to be physically intimate with your little boyfriend, but I can't take care of a sick friend? Elena, stop with the double standards. Elena choked on her words. Julian has chest pains. He can't walk. He has no friends here. Chloe blinked, looking innocent. Ms. Vance, I'm extremely dizzy and I can't stand. My family is abroad, so I had to ask Caleb for help. Chloe said, then gasped theatrically. Look at your mister. Sick guy. He's standing just fine without you holding him. Elena looked over. Julian had instinctively straightened up when confronted. Elena exploded, raising her hand to slap Chloe. Shut your mouth. What boyfriend? Shut up. But before her hand could land, I slapped Elena across the face. Smack. The sound echoed through the hospital lobby. Everyone turned to look. Elena, are you done making a scene? Elena's head was turned to the side. She stood frozen, stunned. Chloe seemed delighted, snuggling closer into my chest. Julian rushed forward to shield Elena. Caleb, how can you hit a woman? This is my fault. I'm sorry. I won't get treated. I'll leave right now. Elena snapped out of it and shoved Julian away. He stumbled, looking confused. She stared at me, eyes rimmed with red. Caleb, you hit me. I raised a brow. What? Did you not deserve it? Chloe is sick and you're attacking her? You're a disappointment. I didn't wait for a response. I carried Chloe to the ER. I didn't get home until 2 a.m. Elena was in bed. I showered and got in, ignoring her. But she pressed her naked body against mine. Caleb, I thought a lot tonight. I know you're only hanging out with Chloe to make me jealous because I've been close to Julian, but I swear I haven't done anything wrong. I see Julian as a brother. Today, the doctor diagnosed him with late-stage lung cancer. He doesn't have long. I called his parents to come take care of him. I'll have boundaries from now on. Please don't be mad. She slid down under the covers. I smirked in the dark. This woman was getting better at manipulation. For the next month, Chloe went to Bali for a wedding. I was swamped with a merger. I had a private investigator watching Elena. She didn't do anything physical, but she met Julian's parents several times. I noticed she was looking haggard. She wasn't sleeping. A month later, the P.I. sent a video. Julian's parents were on their knees begging Elena in a park. I couldn't hear the audio, but the body language was clear. That night, after sex, Elena lay in my arms. She bit her lip, then whispered, "Honey, I need to ask you something. Julian really has terminal cancer." I saw the report. He's the only son. His parents knelt and begged me. They want me to give him a child. She felt me stiffen and rushed to add, "Caleb, I only love you. It's just IVF. I would never sleep with him." My brain buzzed. Even expecting it, hearing her actually propose carrying another man's child destroyed whatever microscopic affection I had left. I remember a joke Chloe made years ago. "Caleb, divorce rates are scary. I'm never getting married. How about we just have a kid together and I'll raise it?" I smiled. "Babe, I have a request too. You know Chloe? She's anti-marriage. Her only wish is a child of her own. She doesn't trust random men. She wants my genes. She asked me, 'Don't worry, we won't do IVF. Once she's pregnant naturally, I'll come back. You love me enough to agree, right?'" Elena's face went ghastly white. Her hand on my arm turned to ice. What did you say?" "Chloe, want a baby. With you." "Yeah." I looked at her with feigned innocence. She wants a kid, doesn't want a husband. She trusts my genetics. She won't cling. I think it's a great idea. Helping a friend, right? Are you insane? Elena sprang away from me, screaming. "Caleb, do you hear yourself? You want to get Chloe pregnant. What am I to you? I'm your fiancé. We're getting married. You bastard." I looked at her calmly. "Elena, I'm just helping a childhood friend have a baby. What's the problem? If you don't agree, we break up." Hearing break up, Elena had a mental breakdown. She pulled at her hair. "Caleb, you scumbag. You're breaking up with me for that bitch. 5 years, Caleb." I slowly started dressing, watching her unravel. "Elena, our 5 years ended the moment you asked to carry Julian's baby. Don't be a hypocrite." Realizing I was leaving, panic set in. She cried hysterically. "Honey, it's different. Julian is dying. I stood at the door. "Elena, whatever you do is no longer my business. We are done. I'm selling this condo. Get out." "No." She lunged naked, grabbing my leg. "Caleb, don't leave me. I was wrong. I won't help Julian. I swear. I'll call him right now. We're getting married." She looked up, terror in her eyes. "Let go," I said, voice flat. "I won't. Give me one more chance. I'll listen to you. I'll never see him again. I'll give you a baby, only you." I shook her off. She hit the floor hard, but scrambled up, weeping. "Elena, some words can't be unspoken. Like asking to have Julian's kid. Like me saying it's over. There is no going back." I slammed the door. Inside, she screamed my name in agony. I drove away, calling my assistant Marcus. "Sell the downtown condo. Immediately. Evict anyone inside." I drove to the Sterling estate. Alfred, the butler, was surprised. "Sir, I'm living here for the foreseeable future." Over the next few days, Elena went crazy. She came to my office and was thrown out by security. She couldn't get within a mile of the Sterling estate. I blocked her on everything. My mother was vacationing in Europe. I called her, canceled the wedding, and told her everything. There was a long silence, then a sigh. "Alright, so, I support you." The condo sold below market value for a quick sale. Marcus told me his security team had to physically drag Elena out because she refused to leave. The next evening, I arrived home. The door wasn't opened by Alfred, but by Chloe. She jumped into my arms, wrapping her long legs around my waist. "Caleb, surprise. I came back the second the wedding ended." She nuzzled my neck. "I heard you dumped Elena. Is it true?" I put her down, frowning. "Is it true that you forced Julian's parents back to the U.S. by firing them from the subsidiary?" Chloe's eyes reddened immediately. She bit her lip. "Caleb, I am sorry. I just didn't want you to marry her. I want you to marry me." I couldn't stay mad. Chloe's parents died in a plane crash when she was little. Her grandfather was busy, so she lived with us. She used to sneak into my room during thunderstorms, standing silently by my bed until I let her cuddle. She was my shadow until she was sent to boarding school. The business marriage my mom wanted? It was always Chloe. I had rejected it for Elena. Chloe had gotten sick over it. Okay, I'm not that mad. It helped me see Elena's true colors before it cost me half my assets in a divorce. Chloe beamed. Really? You're not mad? No. She kissed my cheek. I knew you were the best. Now marry me. Get down, you're heavy. Lita, Alfred walked in. Sir, Ms. Vance is at the gate again. I walked out. Elena saw Chloe standing behind me. Chloe was taller, younger, and radiantly beautiful. Elena's eyes filled with hate. It's you. You home wrecker. Elena skringet. Did you seduce him? She tried to rush Chloe. I stepped forward and slapped Elena again. She fell to the pavement. Caleb. She looked broken. You hit me for her. I looked down at her. Elena, stop projecting. We broke up because you wanted to have another man's baby. Why are you harassing me instead of helping your brother extend his bloodline? Elena went pale. No, Caleb. I was wrong. I haven't seen Julian since that night. I only love you. Please, give me a chance. She tried to crawl toward me. I stepped back. Ms. Vance, we are done. Whether you help him or not is irrelevant. Please leave. Alfred signaled the guards, who dragged her away screaming. She kept coming back, standing outside my office building like a statue, even in the rain. Rumors started spreading. My cousin Ava called. Caleb, is it true? Elena is missing work, losing clients, and some guy keeps showing up causing scenes. If you guys are done, I need to fire her. We're done, Ava. Do what you have to do. Understood. I looked out the window at the figure in the rain. I needed to end this. I went down with security. Elena looked like a ghost, gaunt, dark circles. Her eyes lit up when she saw me. Caleb, I knew you still cared. Ms. Vance, I said coldly. It's over. Stop. She dropped her knees. No, I'm not stalking you. I just want one chance. I know I was wrong to be soft-hearted with Julian, but I never betrayed you. I don't want to hear it. I interrupted. I came down to show you something. I unblocked her number and sent a video file. Watch this. It was the footage from the P.I. Elena watched on her phone, her eyes widening in horror. The video showed Julian and his parents in a hospital corner. Julian was laughing. Mom, Dad, don't worry. The cancer diagnosis is fake. If I say I'm dying, Elena will agree. She's soft. Once she's pregnant, she's trapped. She's a manager at a big firm. She has money. She'll be mine, and her money will be mine. His mother grinned. Good. That solves our retirement. His father rubbed his hands together. That's my boy. A true Hayes. Elena started laughing hysterically. I'm so stupid. I'm such an idiot. She walked away into the rain, laughing and crying. Minutes later, Ava called her. Fired for cause. Then her mother called. Elena, did you get dumped? What about the dowry? What about the house you promised your brother? How could you remain useless? You go back there and beg him. Be his mistress if you have to. If you don't get that money, don't come home. Elena hung up. She was numb. She walked aimlessly until she reached Julian's apartment building. She had paid the rent for this place. She went up to the 13th floor. Julian's parents opened the door, delighted. Elena, come in. Julian started coughing immediately. Elena, why have you been ignoring me? I know I don't deserve your help. Just let me die. Elena stared at him with dead eyes. She held up her phone and played the video. That's my boy. A true Hayes. The audio echoed in the silent apartment. The three of them froze. Elena looked at them like they were garbage. Julian panicked. Elena, it's a deep fake. Caleb made it. He's jealous. I love you. Julian's father realized the gig was up. He slapped Elena across the face and grabbed her hair. Grab her. Since he doesn't want her, make the baby anyway. Once she's pregnant, we'll take her to the countryside until she delivers. Julian's mother helped shove Elena into the bedroom and locked the door. Once the rice is cooked, she can't leave, the father shouted through the door. Julian pinned Elena to the bed, tearing at her clothes. Elena, I've always loved you. Elena turned her head and saw a heavy metal lamp on the bedside table. She grabbed it. She swung it with every ounce of hatred in her body, smashing it into Julian's skull. Once, twice, 3 times. She didn't stop until the world turned red. She couldn't stop laughing. Ha ha! Wonderful. Back at the estate, I had just showered when my door creaked open. Chloe slipped in, barefoot, wearing a thin silk nightgown. She looked up at me with big, innocent eyes, just like when we were kids. I stared at her silhouette, my pulse spiking. I opened my arms instinctively. Chloe squealed and tackled me onto the bed. In the heat of the moment, she whispered fiercely, "Are you going to marry me or not?" "Yes, yes, I'll marry you." Story complete.